Every day, people ask billions of questions. Some search for homework, some search for recipes, others search for answers that could change their lives, and somehow, in less than a single second, Google finds exactly what you're looking for. But have you ever wondered how can one search engine scan billions of web pages across the entire internet almost instantly? Where are all those websites stored? Who decides which result appears first? And how does Google know the difference between a useful answer and a bad one? Behind every search lies one of the most powerful engineering systems ever created. Millions of servers, thousands of data centers, artificial intelligence, massive algorithms, and a global network working every second of every day without stopping. From the moment you press search, thousands of invisible operations begin at incredible speed. In less time than the blink of an eye, Google has already located, ranked, and delivered your answer. Today, we are going inside the incredible engineering behind Google search to discover how it scans the internet, stores billions of pages, processes your questions, and returns the best answer in just a fraction of a second. Before Google can answer your question, it must first know what exists on the internet. But here's the challenge: the internet is enormous, not thousands, not millions, but billions of web pages, and every day new websites are created, old ones disappear, millions of pages are updated every single minute. Imagine trying to organize the world's largest library where new books appear every second. Old books are rewritten and some completely vanish. That's exactly the problem Google faces. It cannot wait until you search. Instead, it must explore the internet every hour, every minute, every second. To do this, Google uses special programs called web crawlers, also known as Googlebots. These bots don't look like robots. They're software designed to travel across the internet, starting from one web page, reading its content, then following every link to another page, then another, until they've visited billions of websites day and night. Without stopping, as they travel, they collect important information: page title, the text, images, videos, headings, links, and many other details. Whenever a website changes, Googlebots usually return to check what's new. Some popular websites may be checked several times a day, others less frequently, depending on how often they change. This endless process is called crawling. Without crawling, Google would never know which websites exist, which pages were updated, or which information is outdated. But simply finding web pages isn't enough. Google also needs a way to organize everything it finds so that when you type just a few words, it can locate the best answer almost instantly. And that's where the Google index comes in. Finding web pages is only the beginning. Google cannot search the entire internet every time you type a question. That would take far too long. Instead, Google creates its own massive copy of the internet, not every single page, but billions of the most important ones. This enormous collection is called the Google Index. Think of it like the index at the back of a giant book. Instead of reading every page from the beginning, the index tells you exactly where to look. Google's index works the same way, but on an unimaginable scale. This information is stored inside gigantic data centers located across the world. Each data center contains thousands of powerful servers working together every second. These servers store web pages, images, videos, maps, and countless other files. Whenever Googlebots discover a new website or detect a change, the index is updated, old information is replaced, new information is added, making sure the search results stay as accurate as possible. When you press search, Google doesn't go to the live website first. It searches its own massive index. That's why results appear almost instantly, because the hard work was already done long before you started typing. Behind every search are millions of servers working together like one giant brain, ready to answer your question in a fraction of a second. Now comes the most incredible part. You type just a few words, and before you can blink, Google already has the answer, but how Google doesn't search the live internet, it searches its own massive index containing billions of organized pages. The moment you press search, your request travels to the nearest Google data center through high-speed fiber optic cables in just milliseconds. Thousands of servers receive your query at the same time, not one server, not 10, but many working together. Each server looks through a different part of the index, searching for pages related to your question. Within a fraction of a second, millions of possible results are found. But Google doesn't stop there. Now its algorithms begin working. They compare thousands of signals. Does the page actually answer your question? Is the information accurate? Is the website trustworthy? How fast does it load? Is it mobile friendly? Is the content recent? Does it match exactly what you meant? In milliseconds, Google removes millions of less useful pages, keeping only the best, most relevant results. Finally, the top results are sent back to your phone or computer, usually in less than half a second. What feels like magic is actually one of the world's fastest engineering systems, working across thousands of computers, millions of calculations, and billions of indexed pages. Every single time you search, finding millions of web pages is easy for Google. The real challenge is deciding which one deserves the #1 spot, because not every website is equally helpful. Some pages contain accurate information, others may be outdated or even completely wrong. So how does Google choose? The answer isn't one simple rule, it's hundreds of ranking signals working together. First, Google asks, does this page actually answer the user's question? If someone searches, how does an airplane fly? A page about cars won't help. Next, Google looks at quality. Who wrote the content? Is the website trusted? Do other reliable websites link to it? Those links act like recommendations. The more high-quality websites that trust a page, the more Google tends to trust it too. Then, user experience becomes important. Does the website load quickly? Does it work well on mobile phones? Is it easy to read, or is it filled with annoying ads? Google also looks at freshness for topics like breaking news or technology. Newer information may be more useful, but for historical facts or scientific principles, older pages can still rank very highly. Then, artificial intelligence helps understand what you actually mean. If you type Jaguar, do you mean animal, the luxury car, or the sports team? Google studies the surrounding words, your search, and the context to predict your real intention. In just milliseconds, millions of web pages are scored, compared, ranked, and sorted until finally the best results appear on your screen, all before you even realize the search has finished. Years ago, searching was much harder. You had to type the exact words, or Google often failed to understand. But today, everything is different. You can ask almost anything, just like talking to another person. For example, you can type, what's the tallest building in the world? Or simply, the tallest building. Google still understands how, because modern Google search uses artificial intelligence and advanced language models. Instead of looking only at individual words, it tries to understand the meaning behind your question. It analyzes the relationship between words, the order of the sentence, the context, and even your search history when appropriate. This helps Google figure out what you actually mean, not just what you typed. Voice search works the same way. When you speak, your phone first converts your voice into text, then Google's AI processes the question just like a typed search. If you ask, how far is the moon? Google doesn't search for every page containing the words, how far, moon. Instead, it understands that you're asking for a distance, then it searches its index for the most reliable answer. Every day, Google's AI learns from billions of searches, improving its ability to understand different languages, accents, misspellings, and even incomplete questions. That's why even if you make a typing mistake, Google often says, did you mean, and still finds exactly what you wanted. What feels like a simple search box is actually one of the most advanced artificial intelligence systems ever built, helping billions of people find information in just a few moments. So how does Google search work? The answer isn't magic, it's engineering. Every second, Googlebots explore the internet, discovering new websites, updating old ones, and building one of the largest indexes ever created. When you type a question, your request travels to the nearest Google data center, where thousands of servers begin working at the same time. Within milliseconds, billions of web pages are searched, compared, ranked, and filtered. Artificial intelligence helps understand your question. Powerful algorithms select the most relevant answers, and advanced engineering delivers those results back to you almost instantly. What seems like a simple search box is actually a global network of data centers. Fiber optic cables, powerful computers, artificial intelligence, and decades of engineering innovation working together 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, without stopping. Every search, every click, every answer, whether you're looking for homework, a recipe, a business, or the answer to one of life's biggest questions, Google search processes billions of requests every single day, making it one of the fastest and most advanced engineering systems ever built. Next time you type just a few words into Google, remember, behind that simple search are millions of servers, thousands of engineers, and billions of web pages working together to find exactly what you need. If you enjoyed this documentary, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to RailForge, because here we explore the incredible engineering behind the world's greatest technologies, mega structures, machines, and innovations. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next documentary.